Well, extreme summer weather is happening here at home and around the globe. Sweltering heat, we all feel it. Excessive rainfall and flooding and expected above average hurricane season are all likely intensified by climate change, which is why this week we are focused on a major climate solution. And our Sarah Pila is here to talk about regenerative agriculture and the impact it could have on our climate crisis. And Sarah, soil, not dirt.
That's
soil
right.
may be the key to this.
Yes, exactly. You don't want the dirt. We want the soil, that fertile soil that has carbon and water and, of course, all these little microbes that live underneath there. I took a trip to the TomKat Ranch in Northern California, and I learned that one of the answers to capturing carbon from the atmosphere lies right in our soil. You know, soil stores more carbon than plants and the atmosphere combined. But unsustainable agricultural practices that disturb soil have lost massive amounts of carbon to the atmosphere over time. And regenerative agriculture aims to change that by putting carbon back into the ground.
When it comes to regenerative agriculture, soil health is the cornerstone. And no one on TomKat Ranch understands soil better than scientist Chelsea Carey.
These are the pieces of a soil auger, which is a soil scientist's best friend.
Chelsea is a soil scientist with Point Blue Conservation Science, a nonprofit that partners with TomKat Ranch to lead their soil research. Soil is foundational to our food system, so its health is vital. Healthy soil needs biodiversity, above ground with plants and below ground with microbes, driving the carbon, nutrient, and water cycles, which is critical to a functioning ecosystem that supports healthy foods.
It influences food production, the amount of food we can produce, but just as important, it influences the quality of that food. So the healthier soil you have, that's linked to plant nutrition.
Chelsea conducts her research in collaboration with TomKat Ranch manager Mark Biaggi. Over the years, they've tested different land management practices that could be promising for soil health and for forage production and quality. Healthy soil holds more water, so it's key to resiliency from extreme weather conditions.
We're in California. One year we get 14 inches. This year we got 52 inches. You don't know what's coming at you. If I can manage to get the water in the ground, then I have a chance of growing plants, and those plants build the soil.
To build resiliency, they adhere to healthy soil principles like no tilling or bare soil, which can degrade and dry it out and release carbon into the air. Healthy soil is a carbon sink with the incredible capacity to store more below ground than plants in the atmosphere combined.
By doing so, you are at once helping to solve the climate crisis and solve crises related to food security. And that is increasingly important as we face the effects of climate change.
So there's a big opportunity through regenerative farming and ranching to fight the climate crisis. And with healthy soil comes resiliency, giving working lands like TomKat Ranch an upper hand in maintaining production in the face of extreme weather.
Now, observational monitoring of the soil takes place at 40 different points on the ranch. Soil data is standardized, and then it's shared with the Rangeland Monitoring Network. This network includes over 100 ranches in California, which helps ranchers understand their landscape and how it affects their outcomes. So really important to changing the food system is understanding that data.
And thank you for educating us, because, again, I felt so enlightened, not dirt, but soil. But honestly, you start to see how important soil is to, of course, our farming and agriculture. So let me ask you this. How did the storms, we talked about how we had all that record-setting wet weather. How did it affect the ranch this year? And are they seeing that their soil is going to hold up again for this wet year? I mean, was it beneficial?
Yeah, I mean, it was an excessive rainfall year, right? But this is exactly why they do this. When you improve the soil health, you're able to capture a lot more water. Now, of course, they did, deal with some landslides because of the excessive rainfall. But they saw how quickly that, because they've turned around their soil over the last 12 years doing this monitoring, that they actually held up really well. Now, the plants took a little time to grow because it was colder temperatures, a lot of that cloud cover, but now it's thriving up there, and they'd rather have excessive rainfall than a desert any day, because that's when the soil turns to dirt. We lose all of that microbial community and obviously all the nutrients in the soil that also we need for a healthy food system.
And we need healthy food. We all need to be healthier. And thank you, Sarah, for doing this. Of course, we will again have you the rest of the week as well. She's going to be following this and giving her great coverage of this important stuff. Look at that. Dirt, not soil. You learn something new on the show. Thank you, Sarah. All right, battling climate